This tutorial is on how to access the quiz scores in D2L. So we'll start with the Other Tools tab and scroll down to Quizzes. On this page, you will notice the entire list of quizzes for this course are kind of in this section of the D2L system. And each of the quizzes has like a link that will take you to another page that will allow you to modify the quiz. We're not covering modifying the quizzes in this tutorial. We are looking at how do we access the students' scores. So we will use the drop-down menu to go to Statistics. And in this section, we will see the score distribution for the class, as well as the class average. Now, this page contains some student data, so I will switch over to an image file to show you the remainder of this page. So here's the content that we viewed online, and then in scrolling down on that page, you will see in the left column, you will have the list of students, and then in the right column, the scores that they've received on the quiz. Now, switching back to the active page, we will now shift gears from the user stats and go to the question stats. The question stats will let you know kind of how students performed on each question. So if you notice that a lot of students are getting a question wrong, that may let you know that that's a content area you want to review with the students because most of them are not doing well on it. So you can see that data there. And then for question details, you can actually look at the ones that were marked wrong, what option did they actually pick. So in this case, it's showing you that 40% of the students got this question right, and the students who got the question wrong, these are the items they selected instead of the correct answer. And so the D2L system will give you information about all of your questions in this way. Okay, so now I am going to go back to the main page for viewing quizzes because I want to show you how to get to each student's results. So instead of going to statistics like we did before, we will go to the grade page. And I am not going to go directly into that from here because it will show you the student's data. So when you select that, it will then provide you with a page that shows you all of the students in the class and the number of attempts and their final scores. So in this class, the students are allowed to take the quiz twice, and the highest attempt is what's imported into the gradebook. So for instance, this student, during their first round, they scored a 60, but then that student in the second attempt scored 100%, and the 100% was imported into the gradebook as his or her final score. So that is one area of data. And then from there, you can also learn more about what the person got right or wrong within each attempt. So when you select on each of these icons, it will take you to the actual results of that quiz. So again, in order to avoid revealing student data, I will shift over to an image file. So now we've selected a particular student and their first attempt at taking this quiz, and it gives you all of the data regarding like when the student took the quiz, how much time they spent in it, and in this case, it shows also like when they completed each question, and when they get them right, it just kind of checks it off and shows that they scored all of their points and received all of their points. And in this case, when a student gets a question wrong, the X shows up for the response they clicked on, and then it shows you the correct answer. And the students are able to view this depending on how you have the course set up. Some instructors only show the students the questions they got wrong, so they can go back and study those areas. Or some instructors let the students see the entire quiz. It just depends on how you have it set up, but you have access to the entire quiz, so you can see exactly what they got right or what they got wrong. And for the most part, that is how you access the information on or the scores that the students receive on their quizzes. And that is for the individual students, you access it from the grade section. And for the overall classes performance, you go to the statistics tab.